Hello, it's me again, Mr. Roach, here for another guitar lesson. This is guitar lesson number 3, and the topic for this lesson is notes on the second string. Some particulars with notes on the second string will include what are the letter names of those notes, also the fret locations of those notes. We'll review some important tips that we discussed on the previous video and conclude with some helpful exercises to help get you acquainted with these notes that are on the second string. Let's get started. All right, hopefully by now you are remembering which string is which and particularly which number. So they are numbered with, remember, the string closest to the floor, that's your first string. And then strings moving upward would ascend numerically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're dealing with the second string from the floor. 1, 2, that one, 2. That's your second string. So identify that. That's what we'll be working with for this lesson. Okay, here are the notes on the second string we'll be learning right now. The notes are letter names B and C and D. B, C, D. Okay? So what do we do with that? So first of all, with our left hand as our fretting hand and our right hand as our picking hand, should be strumming downward, remember, for each note at this time. The first note, B, should be played open. Remember, open means your left hand does nothing. It stays at the ready in this area, but it doesn't press on the fretboard. B is open. Okay. Next, C. C on our second string is first finger, first fret. There's a different note on the different video with first finger on the first fret, but I'm not going to say its letter to confuse us. C on our second string, first finger, first fret. And then finally, the D is the third finger, third fret. Okay? Now, B, C, D. Now, couple things to remember with those notes as you'll try them at this time. Left hand thumb should be behind the neck at all times. Gives you the most stability and control. Not on the side, but on the back of the neck, please. Other important tips. When you press your finger for the note C or D, or any fret, anywhere on the neck, on the fretboard, aim to put your finger as close to the fret as possible, but not directly on top. If it's too far away, it sounds like this. If it's directly on top, it sounds like this. But if it's just in the sweet spot, as close to the fret as possible, but not on top, you get a crisp, bright sound that is clear. Other tips to remember that we also talked about in the other video with the other notes. Aim to, for your third fret note, D, keep your first finger at the first fret. That'll allow you more ease and control when you go back and forth between those two notes, C, D, or D to C, as opposed to removing your first finger for the other note. It's kind of a scramble, an unnecessary effort to get back. Keep your first finger there. That helps you later go faster, more easily, much more easily. Be mindful of those things as you're getting more acquainted with these notes, B, C, D. Some exercises that can assist, similar to the exercises on the other video. They would include 4 counts for each note, and in this order: B, C, D, C. So like this, 1, 2, counting off here. B, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. B, 2, 3, and continuing, repeating that B, C, D, C order of letters. And additionally, in keeping the right hand more active, you may play each note 4 times in a row in this way. 1, 2, counting off. Here it goes. B, 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 C, 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 D, 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 C, 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 C. Repeat. B, B, B. And continuing 4 strums for each note. Playing a little bit of target practice with your right hand. Now you're on the 2nd string, not the 1st string. So it is okay to kind of look a little if you need to make sure you're on target. It can be a common issue to accidentally strum the incorrect string, where if you're changing to the correct fret location with your left hand, but your right hand might strum like the wrong string as you're playing. Be aware and don't feel bad if that might happen, but just be mindful as best as you can to take your time and be patient with yourself as you're learning this new skill. Last, I'll remind you that we are, when guitar playing, pressing our fingers into metal wire. And that's not particularly natural. So, but a little bit of discomfort then is normal, especially for beginner players. So if you begin to experience some discomfort that might be too great, take a break. Totally okay, I think, to take some breaks. If you are trying to work in a practice time amount, play for a while, and then when you need a break, take like a minute and just kind of not do anything. Shake out any tension with your hand, something like that. And that can benefit, that can help a lot. And you're gonna get those little creases in your fingertips. Your body will adapt. Your fingertips and skin will adapt, and your skin will harden naturally and callous, such like your bottoms of your toes and your feet had when you'd been growing up and just walking on sharper objects rather than carpet than to cement floor or sharp rocks or things. You've got calloused skin under your toes. You'll get calloused skin under your fingertips as you continue regularly playing guitar. So be patient as that calloused skin is developing as well. If you practice regularly, then over time it will hurt less. It will hurt less, I promise. Okay. All right, that's it. See you later for another guitar lesson. Bye.